Hi guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome to this FAI Cup special, I suppose you could call it. 16 games down for decision. We won't go through them all in detail, Cian, but I do like the Cup, Cian, because you get these unique fixtures that pop up every now and again as well, and there's a fair few here, isn't there, this week?
Yeah, it's a good distraction from the league as well. It's good for some teams that probably aren't getting results and in the league, and it's a wanted distraction for them. So yeah, some really good toys to look forward to. You have clubs there with one hand on the title, the likes of Shelbourne and stuff like that can now put fully focus on the cup, in my opinion. So yeah, it's going to be a good week.
Now, Athlone take on Waterford, and I was just thinking to myself, there's bound to be a surprise or two. This is probably one of the fixtures you could possibly pick out as a surprise, but personally, I do think Waterford are going to go there and win, though, to be honest, because Athlone haven't been in the best of form. They got a win a week ago, but then they lost the following week. Waterford are picking up form, and I think a nice little cup run would be good for Waterford as well, to be honest.
Yeah, look, it's a tough game. It's very tough to call.
Yeah.
I think it shows you from the two leagues, like there's not that big of a gap, not a massive gap, like so. Anyone that given day can come up and win. So yeah, this would be a good game, I'd say. But you'd have to fancy Waterford in the form they're in. But look, the cup is a distraction from the league for Athlone, and it's a 90-minute game, and that can happen. But you'd like to think Waterford will come out on top here.
Yeah, Athlone got to the semis last year as well. Now, at Richmond Park, St.Patrick's the leg take on Bray Wanderers. And I suppose for Pats, we kind of spoke about their squad is quite small, isn't it? And, is a good run in the cup. Will that suit them or not? Or it depends on the fixtures they get, etc. In the next round, if they were to get through. I do believe, though, that in this particular game against Bray at Richmond Park, that a couple of the youth players might get a run, like Ben McCormack may start. Obviously, Burns may continue to start. You never know. Corbally may play, or Akanwa, I think it is as well. He might start as well. Not loads, but they might start 2 or 3 of them. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that might be a little bit of a foolish thing to do against a good Bray side.
Yeah.
Like we're not playing for a weekend anyway. So, it's not like you have a game on the Tuesday or the Monday night. So, I'd be going full strength for this game. Maybe if you get a couple early on, which you can probably take them off and maybe give the lads a little bit of a run out. But you still have to be very wary. These have some really top players, Bray. And some Premier Division quality players all over the pitch. They look at the midfield. You look at the centre half. You look up front. They have some really good players that can hold you. So I think Pats have to be on their game, and there'd be nothing less. Otherwise, there could be a shock here on the cards. And look, I think it's going to be Pats coming out the winners, and I think everyone will probably going to back Pats. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a lot tighter than people think.
Yeah, as you say, Bray will definitely be up for this. There's no doubt about it. Trip to Richmond Park, but I do think Pats will have just enough quality basically to get through. Shamrock Rovers take on Galway at Tallaght Stadium, and the year Rovers won the cup in 2019, actually they beat Galway on the way to win the cup 1-0. An interesting tie. Again, you'd have to fancy Shamrock Rovers, but Galway have been quite mean defensively late in Division 1. So, look, it mightn't be easy either for Shamrock Rovers to break them down either, to be fair.
No, definitely not, especially away from home. It's a tough one. We're going to have a few supporters in as well. So it's going to be a tough one for Rovers. I think this might be a little bit of a shock. I do. I think Galway might at least get a draw starting off in the game. So I'm going to. I don't know. I think this could be the shock of the toy.
Ooh, that's a big call. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with shocks, like, you're not going to predict a lot of them. That's what happens as well. Like, I'll tell you Shamrock Rovers are going to win, but it's a shock then, obviously, if Galway win. But I suppose the tied around for me, personally, is Drogheda and Derry, because they're, I suppose you could say, 2 big hitters, because they're 2 Premier Division sides, and I suppose both mid-table-ish in the Premier Division. This one, I was thinking about this, it's a very difficult one to call, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think these are two teams that you want to avoid at least in the early stages. So for everyone else's point of view, it's great that the two of them are coming up against each other and at least one of them be gone. It's a tough one to call for this one now. I think Drogheda, like I spoke about earlier, a couple of teams now be looking to the cup as a distraction. I think Drogheda have kind of just not been with it the last couple of weeks, and it hasn't been as free flowing as it was before the break, for example. So, they be wanting to put a statement down here and get a win. And look, Derry are on a roll at the minute, and everything seems to be going a million miles an hour in the right direction up at that club. Every week we seem to see something happening that is positive for the club. So, this would be a start for Rory, and this would be his fourth season. Can he go on a decent run in the cup? We all know Derry in the cup, and they've got to a lot of finals over the last few years, and they're being there or thereabouts in the cup. But I'll tell you, I couldn't even pick this one. I don't think I even will pick it.
It's all the way.
I'm gonna go Derry.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Drogheda, and you started to change my mind a little bit because Derry do have, they get good runs in the FAI Cup. They've won it. They've got the finals. They love the FAI Cup. Then I was thinking Drogheda home advantage might make a difference as well. Honestly, I could throw a coin up and just flip a coin here, but you went Derry. I'll go Drogheda just for that reason. But honestly, either way. Now, Sligo take on Cork City at the showgrounds, and I've seen a lot of Sligo fans talk about this, and seem to be half worried about it, Keane, which is strange for me. I think they're worried about the name more so than the performances of Cork. But for me, if Cork were to win the showgrounds, and I'm being 100% honest here, this would probably be one of the shocks of the round if it was to happen.
Yeah, this will be the shock of the round. The guy can see Galway beat Rovers before they can see Cork beating Sligo.
Yeah, so can I.
No, I genuinely don't. I can't see Sligo having many problems here. If anything, Cork are just going to be a little bit hard to beat, hard to break down. I'd say that's all it's going to be. But, Sligo, for me, it'd be 3 or 4 if Cork are lucky.
Yeah, I think it's Sligo get an early goal. Depends when they get the first goal, but if they score in the first 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, I think they're going to score a few goals here as well and win quite comfortably. Treaty and Dundalk is a bit of an intriguing tie as well, in my opinion, because we talked how Treaty are hard to break down, and they're going to relish playing Dundalk at Markets Field, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm going to go Treaty here to win this. I really do. This is where I think Dundalk are going to have to show a bit of balls in this game. I think this is the one game now that they have a lot of pressure on them. Now, look, in fairness to Dundalk, they played with a lot of pressure for the last since 2014, I would say. But now that they're kind of coming out of the sticky patch, out of the bad patch, Vinny has kind of got them on an upward slope now again. This is a big game, and this is a real test of character for Dundalk. If they can come out of this for a win, fantastic. Like, I think it'll show exactly what Vinny is doing and the power he has and what he's after doing to transform them. Because if we were talking about early on the season here, I think I'd put Treaty down, put my house on Treaty to win it.
Yeah.
But now I think, now you're looking at it and it's a little bit more even. But it's in Market Fields. It's gonna be a tough one, but I think Treaty might just edge it.
Yeah, and the back of a European tie as well for Dundalk as well. I think I have to pick one as a shock here. I haven't picked one so far, so this was the one I kind of picked out, to be honest, Keane. So I'm going to go with Treaty. UCD and Shells, which is obviously an all first division clash. Shells are flying at the moment. UCD have taken a back seat, let's be honest, the last few weeks. I think maybe they were up second. I think they realised that maybe they couldn't push Shells and they've lost a bit of belief in terms of that, maybe. But cup game, 1-off. Interesting tie, this one, isn't it?
Really good tie. Probably one of the first games I'm going to watch back. Two teams are going to go right at it. I'm going to say Shells will win this. I'd like to think Shells will win this. Well, I probably wouldn't like to think, but I do think Shells will win this. And they will get themselves into the next round. Like I said, they're in a fabulous position in the first division. I'm not going to say they're taking the right off or anything like it, I do genuinely think that they'll be focused on the cup now and getting a good run.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Shells might pinch it as well. Wexford and Cabinteely. Look, this is a tie. Two teams struggling, I suppose, to score goals overall. I don't know. It's another one you could throw up and just pick out a name, isn't it, Keane? To be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think these are two sides that anyone's game here. In my opinion, I think it really is. It's anyone's game, and probably these are teams that you don't know what you're gonna get. Now I'd fancy Wexford at this minute in time, but it really depends on what Cabinteely show. The Cabinteely, they'd win 2 or 3-0 away from home, and then they'd be short at home, or they get hammered away, and the next week they win. So they're very inconsistent. So you're not sure what type of Cabo will show up here. Look, one of them's going to get into the next round, and I think it's a bit open, this cup. I think if the big teams keep drawing the big teams, we could see a couple, because there's an awful lot of there's non-league clubs, and there's a lot of lower fourth division clubs as well. So it's you could find one of them doing that long, getting into the semi-final or something like that if the draw is favourable. So I'm gonna go Wexford here, but anyone's game really.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll go Wexford as well, just purely home advantage there. Now, one of the non-league teams, Fairview Rangers, take on Finn Harps, and we know how badly Finn Harps have been struggling, but they have to win this, surely. I mean, I'll just throw in the non-league teams aren't, they're not playing competitive football at the moment either. So
competitive football is starting in August, so for all non-league clubs like myself and stuff like that. So it's
tougher again, isn't it?
It's tougher again. There's no question about it, but it's always going to be tough. Whether if you're banging in the middle of your season and you're coming up against it, you still got to be an uphill task. So these type of games are a lose. If Finn Harps win 1 or 2-0, people say, Jesus, they made hard work of that. And if they win 5 or 6-0, people say, oh, that was expected. So a lot of pressure on Harps either way. You don't really get any praise or thanks in these games. You're kind of expected to win them and get into the next round no matter how well you play. And you're expected to boss the game. So I don't think Harps are going to do that. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll absolutely outrun them. I don't think, it'll be tight, but we're in the latter stages of the game. Harps should win it.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters, performance. The same for Longford against Bangor in their next game, Bangor Green Hills. I don't think it really matters. Just get out and get a win, no matter how you get it. Just get a win, get into the next round. It's the most important thing for the big sides.
It's the most important thing to get into the next round. But fans would be expecting them all. Fans would be expecting this Harps team to put 6 or 7 past them. And they might do. I just can't see it happening. In the latter stages of the game now, it probably will tell a little bit. But I can't see it being a mile. And I'd say 3 to 4-0 if goes to plan.
Yeah, I think Harps will get through as well. I think the same with Longford and Bangor there. I think some of these games, like Bowes play College Corinthians and Cole, for example, play Liffey Wanderers. Some of them are going to put up a big score, and I think some of them won't. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
So, but it'd be a major shock if any of those non-league teams were to go through. I do think Longford will beat Bangor as well. Do you at home?
Yeah, I do, and I think Longford have been playing really, really good in every game. Like I spoke about 2 nights ago, whatever when we done the other show, I was saying how exciting that Bowes game was, and how that was my favourite game this year. And it's a game that I'm gonna watch back this week. Honestly, I absolutely loved it, and I think now you wouldn't be too confident playing Longford in the next round of the cup if they do get through, because them 90 minutes they're flying and they're playing really well. So, it's a lot of pressure because there's 20 teams or whatever in the cup. How many? What have you got in the cup now? 24, isn't it?
32, isn't it?
42, is it? Yeah. So, you're looking, and you have 32 teams, and probably 17 or 18 of them are expected to go on and run the cup. And I think that's the thing. Yeah. But that's, like, I think probably 10 out of that 32 actually fancy their chances of winning it. So, it's going to be a tough one. But, I fancy Longford to win this now.
Yeah, Liffey Wanderers and Cove. Do you see any surprises there?
Could very well do. But, you'd like to think that, look, it'd be great for the non-league, so it's to go and get into the next round. But, you'd like to think our first division teams should be that little bit class above. Look, on the day, aren't going to happen. And we've seen that. Like, we've seen big teams coming and, but I fancy Cove to win this. I can't see a shot.
Yeah, same. To be fair, Balls travelled to College Corinthians, and be surprised if Keith Long didn't change nearly the whole team after the European game. So no real excuse actually for not getting a result, even if you change the whole team there. To be honest, is there?
No, it'll be tough. They're playing away from home. They're not only playing the Aviva, they're playing away from home, and then they're travelling as well. So, it's a lot for them. It's a lot of travel. But, Bow should have enough. You'd expect them to win it. You'd like to think they'd win it and get themselves into the next round. And I've seen worse. That's all I'm gonna. You've seen worse, but they're travelling. They're travelling today. They have the game, and then they're travelling home, and then they're getting prepared for this game. So, they don't have the biggest squad. What does go in their favour is the link with Evans and stuff like that, the players that's coming through. But they don't have the biggest of squads, like 8 changes but last week. And, we can see another 8 or 9, probably 10 or 11 next week as well in this game. So, I still think they should have enough to win it.
Yeah, same here. There's going to be shocks somewhere though, so we're going to be wrong in some of these, I think, as well. I suppose the final 4 fixtures are non-league fixtures, so 4 teams are going to go through from non-league, which is great for them. Maynooth, Malahide, you've got Kevins and Kilnamana, Killester against Usher Celtic, Crumlin United, who had a good run a few years ago, didn't they, against St. Mox as well.
I think Bowles beat them, Crumlin, a few years ago in Richmond Park.
Beat them easily. So, there you go. There's an example as well. You're right. So, look, it's a great opportunity for all those clubs to actually get through the next round, and God knows who they'd meet in the next round,
Yeah, look, I do. I think it's going to be nice, and it's going to be good. And, if a non-league team draws, and if the 2 of them draw each other again and 2 full non-league fixtures in the next round of the cup, then you're seeing them again going further, So it's great for the non-league. And as well, it's good for the teams in the league as well. If you can see yourself coming up against, I don't know, an Usher or a Kilnamana, stuff like that. It's really good. I think you need a bit of luck in the cup. You need the fixtures to go your way. You need, I know you. It's funny, like, and people say, to win the cup you have to beat the best, but you don't really.
Sometimes to beat one really good team to win the cup. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Depends on the fixtures.
Not even. You mightn't even have to beat a half decent team to win it. So, this is one of the cups that, it could be anyone's game really if the draw goes your way. So, we'd be praying as a Pats man that we get out of this draw now and get into the next round and get a coin draw. So it could have been a lot worse than Bray, but look, they got Hunters over easy enough as well. But it's great for the non-league sides to get into the cup and compete, because I know how hard they work. They training 3 nights a week, probably in a game as well. So it's tough, but best of luck to them.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Looking forward to that. Cheers, Keane. Thanks very much. Guys, like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit your bell notification button so you don't miss a video, and let me know what you think in the comments as well regarding the fixtures. Cheers again, Keno.